Welcome back guys to a brand new video. Now today this is going to be a really exciting video because we're going to be talking about the island Reforged, which is going to be created by Nekatus. Now obviously if you don't know Nekatus, I'm sure you probably do, but obviously he is the creator of the Astraeus map. He's been one of the devs on Valguero. He's working on the upcoming ARK Atlantis map coming in 2027. Really massive part of the ARK community, and obviously Fjorda as well. So he is actually doing something which a lot of us are going to be very happy with, because obviously it's been a long time since the island launched now, October 2023, and he's about to give it some love. Also, this is a bit of a call out to Studio Wildcard as well, because something we're going to be reading through in this video is something that I think they should really take on board, because this could be really good for the game officially. If you guys enjoy this video, drop a like and subscribe, it really supports me, and we're going to get straight into the magic of Nekatus. So he says, as some of you may have already seen on my Twitter and on Discord here, I am working on a reworked / upgraded The Island. It's a fun project and a modded map. This is nothing official, and the map will be called The Island Reforged. What I am planning is reworked lighting, reworked landscape / rock color, improved dino level distribution like on Astraeus and Rag, and he says no gameplay changes are planned. This map will stay to the OG island gameplay wise, and it should also be possible to take over your save games to that modded island. I'll need to do some tests. No ETA on the mod release yet, since Astraeus is #1 priority, of course. Now, obviously, one of the biggest things that we see, and the most upsetting things, is saying this is nothing official, but there's a bit of a call out over on Twitter, and I personally think, you know, Nekatus is doing a lot of work behind the scenes for Studio Wildcard. And for things like this, if he's got the time to be able to sneak in little projects like this, I don't see why not this could become official stuff. If it's taken away, you know, if Wildcard don't have the time to do this stuff, why not have amazing community members like Nekatus doing it for them? So we've come over to Nekatus's Twitter, because on this is all the information we need to know about what's going on here. This person said, I'm going to need someone to explain. I'm like 5 about how to swap my single player island with this without losing everything. And he said, instead of the island, just start the island Reforged. Both share the same save game. Switch back and forth as you wish, but always do backups before. This is a most recent post. The Island Reforged will be available very soon, and look at the beauty. And I think this is obviously a lot of what they said is, Nekatus said, is he's really focusing on the lighting of this, which is really fantastic to see. Let's go. So he said, a good view on how fog will work on the Island Reforged. The fog is still there, it's less intense than before, on high distance, but fog will not be straight in your face and will only start to appear on a specific distance. Not fog in your face, fog in distance. And that's in a response because GP has done a video on this as well, and you can see that it's like you got fog in the distance, but it's not like you can't see anything. That's why I tend to always turn fog off, because I just really feel like that, and even clouds, I just find it more beautiful playing ARK without that. And Nekatus said, tried to make the LC snow work on this, but no chance. The island is too old and LC is too different. The whole landscape mask setup is different, and it would kill so much character of the island to redo all of this. The result would be too far away from the island look. I tried. I think that's fine. Do you know what? At the end of the day, some things are just OG. And yes, we go back and a lot of games get remastered over time, and I love seeing really good remasters. I am obviously at kind of stage now where I'm like, there are still so many games I would love to see remastered, right? But it doesn't have to be everything. And I think, you know, even just making, you know, The Island has already had a remaster in ASA, and the fact that it, you know, it does kind of need some tweaks, I think this could get it into its final stage. And I think after this, we can leave the island alone. You know, I feel like after this, it's an OG map. It's been around since the beginning, and the fact that we've given it this love already, I think, gets it to its perfect state. So yeah, another one, obviously you would just be able to bring over your save game, no wipe or new start, just switch out the maps. This person says, how does that exactly work if sharing the same save game then? Sorry if it seems bothersome, I just don't really understand how the whole save stuff works, other than saving games, save progress. And Nekatus said, that's because both maps use the same map level. Also, whenever people say this and they say, oh, you know, I'm a bit of a, like, you know, I don't really understand things, I don't think people should ever be worried about asking, even if it sounds like such a basic question. I used to be a little bit like this when I would be like, oh, I don't want to ask a question because I'm going to seem like a bit, you know, I don't really know much or anything like that. Nowadays, I just ask because at the end of the day, if I don't ask, I don't know. And I always think there's absolutely nothing wrong with asking questions, even if that does obviously seem, even if it seems like a question that people might be like, how do you not know that? Who cares, you know? But then anyway, this person said, would it be difficult to implement the snow effect from Lost Colony into the snow biome? He said it would be possible, yeah, but you're not allowed to upload any LC stuff onto a free map. And then he said, and can we switch it back? This is Nano. Island Ascended equals Island Reforged. Island Reforged Ascended. Will map extensions still function as intended? And he says, yes, you can switch back, and no idea. This is again what we looked at, and even Skitless, who works for Studio Wildcard, he is a server technician for Wildcard. He said he loves it, and Nekatus said, if you love it, it's really good. Positive words from you, a rare app. Do you know what? I actually do have a story about Skitless. At the end, shout out to Thor, by the way. Thor, who's in the LoadedCrysis Discord. He is our newsman. Back in the day when ARK Survival Evolved closed down on the servers of 2023, I basically, it was probably a bit annoying for them, so sorry about that, Wildcard, but I did a stream where everyone was watching and everyone joined the stream, and someone said, Dom, come over to our base, we'll come pick you up on our official server, or I think it was PvE, and we were all on top crawling round in a circle as we waited for the servers to close down. And then all of a sudden I see Skitless has come online and he's flying over in creative mode and he's like, what on earth is going on? He's joined an official server with some reason so busy, and he's just seeing a bunch of people just going round and round and round in a circle like it was some sort of weird, I don't even know, but it was really funny. And then he was probably like, what on earth? And then someone came and picked me up on a wyvern and dropped me, and I died in classic PvE trolling style. So this is what I wanted to talk about. So this person said, quick question, would you like for them to replace the already existing island with your iteration if they ever question you? And he says, if Wildcard won, yeah, sure. I'm always up for improving the base game. Hit me up at Studio Wildcard and at Dolly. And I think to myself, go for it. Like, why not? When you know, with these types of changes, it benefits even like so many OG players, and then new experiences for new players. It just makes the game better. And if Nekatus, I think we can, you know, clearly say that he's got a lot of experience now to do this kind of thing. I don't see why Wildcard shouldn't take him up on that offer. It takes off, you know, they have said, when I read the message from Wildcard saying, oh, we plan to go back to some of the old maps and update them in Unreal Engine 5.5 in the near future, to me, I was like, that's just not going to happen. I was just like, there's just too much going on for them. They've got so much going on that the old maps are just, for me, I just can't imagine they're ever going to really be touched. So if you can use people as the community members, why not? And James goes on to say, the center and Ragnarok could use some love. It can't even throw a starter down on Rag before the save won't load and it throws me out of the game. And Nekatus said, I won't touch those. Personally, I don't have that many issues on Rag, but the center I do. And the center was actually made by a third-party studio, so I don't know what's going on there. And this person said, please, even if it needs more work later than UE 5.7, it'll be far easier than updating from scratch all over again. And Nekatus said, I don't expect any visual changes in Unreal Engine 5.7, purely performance-wise. And then some more information. I might have missed the time frame when we released this. Also, my favorite map is Astraeus. Is it still on track for the 25th? And yes, Astraeus update is still planned for the 25th, which is in 9 days' time. And then this is obviously a really cool photo again of the island reforged with Nekatus' character there when he said that what he plans to do for the island. Reforged, reworked lighting, reworked landscapes, that's rock color, improved dino level that we said, and then as we mentioned, no gameplay changes are planned. And again, I don't think there needs to be. You know, I don't think there really needs to be. So it says, will this just be visual or could alter performance? And he said both. So he's even potentially saying that this Island remake, I'm guessing that means better. I don't think he's going to make it worse. So that's pretty cool. I like the idea for that. So, yeah. This person said, total shot in the dark here might not be at all possible, but is there a chance you will edit other maps in the future? I've always missed underwater caves on the center. And he said, center is probably the very last map I would ever touch, so that's 100% no. I don't know whether that's because it was from a third-party studio. It might be, but yeah. And then there's something that I needed to show you guys before the end of this video, because, what was... Oh, yeah, no gameplay changes are going on. Where is it? It was about some new content to the game. And so many of you have asked me this question before, and I've never known the answer to it. And finally... Oh, wait, what's... Assuming you won't be able to upgrade existing server/slash maps, as in keep the buildings. Oh, yeah, they said it should be possible. That's very cool. Where is this? Oh, I believe I found the right for the island rework, and I think this is when it was first announced. Look how nice it looks. It just looks so nice compared to the other version. The lighting makes such a massive difference. Here it is. Right. So, Rebecca went on to say, must say I really love the inclusion of Atlas creatures into official ARK. Really hope the dark and light restrictions, hope the restriction changes, I'm guessing. There's so much potential from both of those games. And so many of you guys have said to me, Dom, I absolutely love Dark and Light. Could you not find out for me why they've never done anything with that in ARK? Because obviously another game that failed within like Snail and everything like that. And Nekatus responded saying, it's so sad that we're not allowed to use Dark and Light. It's even cooler than Atlas. I would rip and pour over the whole game. Just imagine to play different fantasy races in ARK and the Dwarven structures, the Ents and the Centaurs. And I always wondered why they not allowed it, and there must be, I reckon, who made Dark and Light? Because I know Snail Games, but I didn't know whether there was another studio. And I reckon it would probably require Studio Wildcard to purchase that. Let's just quickly find out. I'm going to quickly check. Oh, it was literally just made by Snail Games USA, developer and publisher. I mean, what? So this... So I wonder why they don't allow it, because they allow it with Atlas, and it can't be that they've still got plans for this game, because, I mean, it's always looked, I've always thought it's looked beautiful, but again, it was a game that, do you know what, it actually had a lot of potential, and again, if you're an OG player in the community, and you played a lot of this, let me know why you think this failed. I'm sure there's a video on it that I've watched on YouTube a long time ago, but to be honest, I only ever really... Look how nice that looks. I only ever really played ARK. Like, I did play... I told you the story about Atlas yesterday. And personally, I didn't play it enough because it was in a broken state when it launched. And I just went straight back to ARK. And with Dark and Light, I did play... Again, it was kind of the same thing. But then I ended up watching a lot of it on YouTube instead, and it looked amazing, but because all my main projects were over on ARK, I didn't really move over. But yeah, so that's interesting. If it's just owned by Snail Games, I don't understand why they don't allow it. But anyway, guys, that is going to be the full video. I hope you did enjoy it. As always, if you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really supports me, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.